Welcome to Crafty Hints. I'm Chantel. I'm excited to have you here today. A special welcome to all of those that are new here. I took this sign from the Shore Living line at the Dollar Tree. They have some great things going there. I cut it in 3 pieces. This one's about 3 inches. The other one's just a top, kind of just under the seahorse. And that other one, I have some fun ideas for it. I took off the rope off the top and gave that, a little bit of a sanding. I took my Waverly chalk paint and added just a little bit of water. I want some good coverage here. I want it to kind of look weathered, but I want the wood to show through a little bit. You can take a wet wipe and kind of rub it in some spots also, but I want that wood to show through because it does have a little bit of a wood grain to it. I have gotten so many ideas while I was doing these. So there will definitely be another video or 2 coming with this nautical shore living theme. Trying to do them to kind of coincide with each other. I also have some good ideas to go forward, so we'll see. There I took some hot glue and I took some Gorilla Glue. So that hot glue gives you the quick set. The Gorilla Glue makes it hold on for dear life. Now I'm just taking a little bit of paint around the edges, making sure we have a nice finished look. Okay, now I'm taking those tumbling tower blocks. I'm just going to put them right on the seam. I decided that I'm not going to end up hanging this back up, but I wasn't sure in the beginning. This is going to be a shelf sitter. All right, if you haven't, you should try that Hui yogurt. It is delicious. It's fabulous. And then you get a beautiful jar. I love these for tea lights. I took this nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. They have a couple with the Shore Living, but this was over in their floral area. I'd gotten it a couple months ago, so I unraveled it, just have one of the strands of it. And I just made a loose old knot, but it kind of looked nautical to me. So now I'm feeding another piece of that rope that I untwisted, trying to feed it back through, but some of those little threads in there kind of came unwound. Now I'm trying to tie, I think it's maybe a square knot. I don't know. If you know your knots, let me know below. I was taking 2 different strands and was trying to remember how to do that, but you can definitely Google it and find your favorite knot to do here. And I just glued it down. And then I'm going to tie it off on the back as well and give that just a dab of glue. Remember, crafting's fun. It's not precise. It's what you think will work well for you. So take all your thoughts and throw them in there. If you did want to add a little bit more color to this, the Dollar Tree has some other nautical ropes in a couple other colors. How pretty is this? It looks so pretty lit. I've got the sand dollars that I found at the Oregon coast with it. I think this just turned out cute. Gosh, I love the ocean. All right, so do these lovely ladies. This is a nice collab that we have. It's called Life's a Beach. I'm co-hosting it with Krista from Krista's Crafty Life. And then look at these other lovely crafty ladies. You are going to love their channels if you haven't visited them already. We collab on the 20th of the month. So again, go to the playlist. It'll take you from one video to the next. And that will be down in the description box below. Let's get back to the DIYs. For DIY 2, I took the Starfish clothespins, and now I'm just going to heat that up a little bit to pop it off the clothespin, and I will save those for later. I decided to use the color Fawn from Waverly. It's a Waverly chalk paint. You can definitely use any paint you like. I am partial to the plaid paints, so Folk Art, Apple Barrel. They have several others. So use your favorite paint. I ended up going back over this with Hazelnut because this one was just a little bit darker than I wanted for my starfish. So I turned it over after it was dry, and I did the back in case you can see that. So now I took these shower rings that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I snapped them together, and now I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue and adhere them together. And they adhered really easily. There was no slipping or anything like that. So it didn't really need any additional in the center at all. Now I'm using that same color. Actually, this one is Hazelnut. That's when I did decide to go back over my starfish. So it took about 2 coats. I did this one, then I went on to the next one, kind of let that dry. Do make sure with the plastic, it does take a little bit longer to dry. And then you'll also want to paint the inside of the napkin ring. And you just want to cover up any of that plastic so it won't be seen. So these are the nautical ropes that the Dollar Tree usually has. See how one's thicker than the other? And the thinner one you get about 11 feet, and the thicker, I've seen it like 8 and 9 feet. So it just depends what you're looking for. Okay, I'm adhering this around the center. As I pulled it around, I just pulled it kind of tight and stretched it. It's a cotton rope, so it does have that nice stretch, and I think it just gives it a real pretty look to this napkin ring. Adds a little bit more of that nautical sea life theme to it. Then I just trimmed off the extra, and I kind of trim it at an angle. That seems to help all those little threads. If you haven't picked up one of these little silicone masks, you might, or it's just an applicator that you can get at the Dollar Tree, or a little silicone spatula in the cooking area. They work really well for hot glue. In spots you don't want to use your fingers. Now I'm going to stick my starfish on there. Now, if you were going with a different color, you could, paint your napkin rings. Maybe a bold, like navy blue would be pretty. Or if you want to go with that aqua color. I just thought with my plates that I'm going to use, I didn't want to try another blue color. I wanted it to stand up off the plate a little bit. So here we are. You'll have to let me know what you think. And if you're enjoying it, please give it a thumbs up so it'll tell YouTube to tell others that, hey, this might be a video you'll enjoy too. Let's get to DIY 3. Okay, I have some fabric from the Dollar Tree. It's from their Crafter Square area. And I also have a piece of dark blue cardstock. I picked up 3 of these 7x7 frames at the Dollar Tree. Took that apart. Measured my cardstock and cut it to the back and just put a dab of hot glue on each corner. Now you could definitely use any adhesive that you want. Often I'll use extra strength glue stick. I accidentally left mine open, so you will see me later use just a regular glue stick. Okay, now I'm taking the glass, there's my glue stick, and I took a legal size piece of paper, and I knew that would fold right over it. That fabric is kind of thin, and I thought if I put that backing on, you might be able to see the black through there. So you could also just leave the backing off if you'd like. All right, now I'm gluing it to the other side. And I just positioned it so that I only have to cut on one side. Now I'm going to fold it over this, kind of like you're upholstering a chair seat. So just pull it tight. You can kind of tell you don't want to pull too tight because you want your lines to stay straight. They have a bunch of cute fabrics right now. You could also grab like the fat quarters at Walmart. There's some pretty ones there. You can look at the clearance fabric at Hobby Lobby. Sometimes at Walmart too, they have some clearance fabric. So you could get a little bit more fabric. Maybe you're going to make a couple pillows if you're decorating, you know, a little area of your home in a nautical theme. Maybe you have a little nook or something. That could be really cute. Like I said, I have so many more ideas, so you will definitely see at least one more sea theme. I love the ocean and miss it so very much. As I've told you, I'm in Minnesota now, so I'm landlocked. I do have Lake Superior up north, but it is not the ocean, although it's beautiful. All right, just taking it around, gluing it down. I just kind of wanted to show you the process a little bit here, trying to make sure that you're keeping those lines all straight. And I won't have you fully watch all three signs and you'll see what I mean. And I'm just kind of tapering those corners, and we don't want it too thick so that it will fit into the frame properly. I do want to thank all of my subscribers that have reached out. You know, when I wasn't feeling well, I'm trying to get feeling better, feeling a little bit stronger here and hoping to get back to crafting. I've got so many ideas now. I think when you don't feel well, you just don't feel as crafty. So took just, you know, a little bit of a break there. I'll be having at least one video a week. I like to do two, but we'll get at least one going again. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. Okay. Now, have you seen these? These are part of that shore living. They are faux starfish. And one of the ends, I have it up at the top on this one, doesn't touch. So you only need kind of the center. And then I just kind of turn it when I do the other one so that, you know, it doesn't look like all matchy-matchy. Then they have these fake sand dollars also. These are more like the ones you find, I want to say like in Florida with all the holes. We don't have them like that at the Oregon coast or down when I lived in California. And yep, I put it on the back upside down. It is only going to rest against my wall, so if I really had an issue with it, I could, you know, take that sand dollar off and flip it around. But all right, then the others I just popped in the back here. You can definitely put the backing on. At this moment, I didn't. I really wanted to see what it looked like, make sure everything's looking straight. And here it is in my bathroom. So for the summer, it's going to have a little bit of beachy theme. Normally, it's a little bit kind of more of farmhouse looking. You can see with my floating shelves there. But there we are. What do you think? I hope you like them as much as I do. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. And here's a couple more videos that you might enjoy. Thank you. Don't forget to go to the playlist and watch those other lovely ladies' videos. Have a great day. Bye-bye.